again. My name is Brennan Kelsey, the chair. Along with me is Ms. Jackson, Ms. Wise, Mr. Marabella, and Ms. Renatza will be your parole panel. Staff supports DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Our remote location is David Wade. With staff and support at David Wade, please introduce yourself. Staff and support.
Warden Jerry Goodwin.
Crystal Seymour.
Jonathan Grant. That's everybody, Mr. Kelsey.
Right, thank you so much. Ready for first case? Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Maurice Gibbs, 8/30/25.
All right, Mr. Gibbs, you heard the introduction. We'll be your parole panel. We'll ask some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. Do you understand the process?
You understand?
Maurice Gibbs, DOC number 83025. You're a what is that written as what offender? Second class. I'm sorry, second class offender. Second class offender, second degree murder. Does that sound correct?
No, sir. I had a prior offense, but it was a deferred sentencing. And according to my record, it was,
Okay, so it's a first offense. Is that what you're saying?
yes, sir. It was,
We'll let the folks back at the office take a look at that. And you have your parole eligibility date is 5/27/2016, not eligible for good time, and full term is life. Does that sound correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, would you answer Mr. Marabella, please?
Good afternoon, Mr. Gibbs. How are you? My name is Tony Marabella. I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gibbs, are you 65 years old? Is that correct?
69.
69. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been in prison on these charges?
46 years, 5 months, 18 days.
Mr. Gibbs, tell me a little bit about your educational background. I understand you've indicated you got your GED, but nobody seems to be able to find any records of that. When did you get your GED?
1987. Took 5 months to get it.
Okay. And any other education? Were you in prison at the time?
I was in prison at the time.
Do you remember where you got it at?
Louisiana State Penitentiary. It was under the Job Training and Partnership Act, a federal program they had on the industrial compound. You had to complete that program to get in the vocational school.
Okay.
And
Well, let me ask you this. While you've been in prison, what programs have you taken?
none.
Why is that?
I never be expected to be in prison this long.
I'm sorry, what?
I say I never expected to be in prison as long as I've been in.
What was your sentence? Oh, you expected your case to be overturned. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So when was your case finally adjudicated? When was all your appeals run? When was that final?
1978.
1978. So
No.
in 1978, you realized that was it. You were going to be in jail for life, right?
No, sir. Because I
So,
post-conviction, I pursued post-conviction.
all right. Well, I understand that you're fighting your case, but why didn't you take any programs to better yourself while you were in there?
No, I can't explain that to you.
What's the status of your post-conviction? You still got post-conviction claims out there somewhere, you think?
No, I think so. Newly discovered evidence. I just found some documents to show that the witness had.
Okay, now I don't want to go. We're not going to relitigate your case, but I'm just curious to know. I mean, you've been in prison 46 years, and you haven't taken any programs except you got your GED, but we don't have any record of that, and that's troubling to me. I mean, you know, I'm looking at a man that's been in prison for 46 years, and I'm hoping to see him taking some courses and be ready to get out. Haven't taken advantage of any of the programs that we have. That's, you can't spend all of your time worrying about your conviction. Why didn't you take any programs?
Yeah,
Can you explain that to me?
I applied for them. I was backlog for anger management, but I haven't started it yet. I applied for programs and I became parole eligible. I was in 2009, June 2019.
Well, why didn't you apply for any before that?
Like I was telling you, I never said to be in prison this long.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what I'm hearing. You had a life sentence. Are you telling me that you didn't think it would do any good to take any programs because you were never going to get out of prison? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I thought I wouldn't be in prison.
Well, when did you go to prison?
1976.
Well, I mean, after you were in prison for 20 years, didn't you realize it was going to be a while before you got out? For sure. I'm just curious why you didn't want to. Did you think those programs would help you in any way?
I think they could have.
How could they have helped you? What did you think they'd help you do?
Well, it helped me understand society better. That it helped me with a better transition in society.
Well, and that's exactly why the programs are there. So why didn't, as you look back, why didn't you take them?
No, I regret that. I regret not taking them.
Okay. Let's talk about what happened back in when this offense occurred back in 1976. Who is Russell Taylor?
The victim.
Well, I understand that, but who was he to you?
I didn't know him. Some friends of mine know him.
Okay, so tell me what happened.
I pleaded not guilty, and my defense was alibi and mistaken identification.
Well, so you're telling me you didn't do this, and there's
Yes, sir.
nothing to talk about since it wasn't even you there? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, sir. That was my defense. I had alibi witness.
No, I hear what your defense is, but is that what you're telling me today after being in prison for 46 years? Your story still is, I didn't do this, mistaken identity, I wasn't there, wasn't self-defense or anything like that, just wasn't me.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
What kind of work have you done while you've been in prison?
I was working the French shop. I was working in the field, and I was the window washer since I've been at Deliberations. And now the got assigned to what they call is ground people.
Okay. And what's your trustee status?
I don't have a trustee status. It was offered to me 3 or 4 times, but like I'm telling you, I never said I could be in prison this long, because once you take a trustee status, you don't have time to really focus on your case.
Well, have you taken anything, any kind of training? Do you have any kind of vocational skills that you've learned while you've been in prison?
Graphic arts and printing.
Okay, what kind of work did you do there? What can you do when you get out?
Print. In prison, we print the sick call forms, the tax forms, driver license forms, disciplinary reports, letters that the former correction sent out. That's basically what my job was. I run the correlator machine, book binding machine, what they call the sealing machine, where you seal the product you finish.
Mr. Gibbs, tell me who you were when this crime occurred, when you were arrested and convicted in 1976. Were you working somewhere on the outside?
Yes, I was working carpentry. I was apprentice. I'm listening now.
Go ahead.
I was a carpenter apprentice when I was 16. A carpenter in the neighborhood was trying to teach me a trade. And after I come home on that deferred sentencing thing. Woodrow Baker offered me a job as a carpenter. Prior to that, I used to work for T.L. James. I used to work on an excavation crew, Mr. Ralph Flowers. I used to work with the drag line. Earl, the barons are on the drag line. I go start up in the morning and I start the water pump to drain the water out of the canal that they was dredging. That's the job I had before I started getting in trouble.
Let me ask you this, drugs or alcohol ever been a problem for you? Did you ever use drugs?
I used them, but it never was a problem for me.
Well, let's talk about that. What kind of drugs have you used in the past back then?
Heroin, it just was a brief period of time, you know.
How long did you use heroin?
About 2 years.
2 years. How old were you then?
About 20.
How old were you when this offense occurred?
22.
And were you using any other kind of drugs besides heroin? I mean, you didn't start on heroin, did you?
No.
Would you start using?
A friend. I just got high with a friend. I didn't really do drugs at one time. I just got high with a friend.
You got on heroin for 2 years. How often were you using it during those 2 years?
Every other day or whenever I could get it, you know.
How'd you stop?
I just never had a desire for it before I started, you know. Once I come to prison, you know,
Every other day, and then you stopped all of a sudden?
yes, sir.
It's pretty remarkable.
No, I never used drugs before, so it wasn't really that difficult. I stopped smoking because.
Did you ever drink?
No.
Where are you gonna live if you get out? You have family anywhere?
Yeah, I have family, but I'm first 72. They offered first 72. They offered me housing and any other systems I need, reentry, any other kind of programs.
Where will you live after you go through first 72?
No, I get my own housing.
Where are you gonna go back to living? Where are you living? Where do you want to live at?
Basically, the neighborhood I grew up in.
Mr. Gibbs, you've been in jail for a long time, 46 years, but you've had 122 write-ups. That's a lot. What's going on with you while you've been in prison? Why so many write-ups?
Well, I struggled when I first came to prison, okay? But over the last 6 years, I've been discipline-free. Prior to that, those write-ups, it was 9 years. So over the past 20 years, I maybe had 2 disciplinary reports. And
What was
most of
the
those,
check? Why did you change? Why was there a change?
well, I just got tired of being the same way. I just got tired, you know.
So what happens if you don't get a favorable vote today? And what happens if you're never going to win your post convictions and you just end up staying in prison? What are you going to do?
But there's really nothing I can do.
What sort of programs do you think you'd want to take while you've been in prison? What you said you regret not taking them. What program do you think would have helped you had you taken those programs?
Anger management, thinking for a change.
So you're aware of those programs, you've just never taken them.
Yes, sir.
Those programs that you would be willing to take?
Yes, sir.
Warden, what can you tell us about Mr. Gibbs?
Well, Mr. Marabella, I can't really tell you a whole lot that you hadn't already went over. I just do want to compliment him on his good institutional record. Like he mentioned, the lack of RVRs. I know he had several during his initial part of his incarceration, but he's only had 3 since 2009. And he's only had a couple of write-ups since he's been away. He's been away since 2012. He came here. So he's 69 years old, almost 70. He'll be 70 next summer. He spent 46 of them 69 years incarcerated. He's not a problem inmate at this institution. He hasn't been since he arrived here in 2012. So that's really all I can tell you, Mr. Marabella. I have no answer for you on the program front, other than, it's just, he wasn't interested in participating in the program until he became parole eligible. Now he's backlogged for a couple, I heard him say, but he does have a residence plan submitted with the first 72. My understanding, they've agreed to accept him. And they do offer some programming in the first 72 program, they do offer a lot of reentry programming and things like that. But he's what you see is what you get with Mr. Gibbs. I don't have much else to add to that, Mr. Marabella, that I hadn't already discussed.
Thank you very much, Warden. I appreciate your comments.
Yes,
All right, we're here for Mr. Charles Sneed, verse 72 plus. Go ahead and make a brief statement, Mr. Charles.
Yes, good morning. I'm Charles Sneed here on behalf of the First 72 Plus. And we're reaching out for Mr. Maurice Gibbs this morning. I've known Mr. Gibbs for a number of years, and I'm a reentry coach here at First 72 Plus, and our program offers a lot of the wraparound services for guys that are taking and returning to this society. And it's our intent to take and assist and help Mr. Gibbs in his transitional process as he returns to this society. We're going to take and provide housing and whatever other means that we feel like that he needs to take and kind of like get his life in the order that it needs to be. We have different substance abuse programs, different educational programs, jobs, and all the wraparound services that Mr. Gibbs is going to take and need, that we are willing to take and provide those things for Mr. Gibbs. And we just like to thank this board for the opportunity to take and speak in Mr. Gibbs' behalf.
All right, thank you.
I do that. I could have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Sneed, when you talk about your wraparound services, do you have the facilities for him to do anger management, or to do things like that, the substance abuse? I mean, you mentioned those things, but what sort of programs do you have if we were to vote to release him on parole to you guys? What could you do? Because you heard he hadn't taken any programs at all, and that concerns you.
Yes, we can get him into the anger management programs, Cage Your Rage. We got a program called Cage, and we have different agencies that we work with, that all the programs or whatever it is that Mr. Gibbs is liking, we can get him into those particular programs. We have agencies that we work with that will allow him to take and enter those programs. So all the programs are available for him, and we will see to it for us providing the transportation and things, see to it that he gets to those programs. If it's 5 days a week, then we're going to see to it that he get there daily.
Thank you very much, sir. That's all.
All right, Mr. Gibbs, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yeah, I like to say that I know this hearing is not about me, it's about the victim's family, and I understand that they lost a loved one, and I'm sorry that happened, but I think that if you release me today, you won't have to worry about me ever committing a crime again, I don't have no intention of doing that,
All right. Thank you, sir. Now prepare to vote. Mr. Marabella.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Gibbs, I sure wish you'd have done some more programs while you've been in prison. You've been in jail for a long time. You've been in there for 46 years. You have proclaimed your innocence, which is your right to do. You fought legally to try to get every opportunity you could get your verdict overturned. You lost at all of those angles. You say you still have some hope that maybe something will happen. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but you've got I accept your position. You are a low risk. You got a good prison record here lately. You had a lot of write-ups for the first number of years that you were there. You got some good comments from the warden. You've got a good transition plan. You've been in prison, as I said, 46 years. You're 69 years old. I'm going to take a chance on you. My vote is going to be to grant to the first 72 with the conditions that through the first 72, you complete their anger management program. You get some substance abuse education. You get a substance abuse evaluation to determine whether or not you've got any sort of substance abuse problem. You have to follow all of the recommendations of them. That would be
All right, Ms. Renata.
Mr. Gibbs, I want to congratulate you on your good record at David Way. Your good conduct record. You hadn't had any write-ups since you've been there, and you should be proud of that. I'm proud of you for it. You know, you've had, since you've been there since 2012, you've had lots of opportunity to take advantage of programs and you hadn't done it. I'm not convinced that given the opportunity, even at the first 72, that you would take advantage of that opportunity. You know, you've been in jail 46 years. The world has changed a lot. And I just don't think that you are adequately prepared for release. My vote today, based on that, is to deny your parole, take advantage of the programs that you have there at Wade. And once you've completed some of those programs, you can reapply for another parole hearing. And I encourage you to do that, sir.
Ms. Wise.
Mr. Gibbs, I am concerned about you. One of the things that you said that the hearing is not about you. I disagree with you on that. The hearing is about you, who you are today versus who you was when you committed the offense. Those are the things that we're looking at. And I'm just going to take a chance. My vote is conditional to upon you get in the first 272-hour program and you follow their recommendations, mainly because of your age and time served. But that is my vote, sir.
Ms. Jackson.
All right, Mr. Gibbs, I share the same concerns as my colleagues. You were denied in 2019, and you should, you know, and I'm sure the board told at that time you need to get in programs, and for whatever reason that didn't happen. I am also going to vote grant based on age. And the box board transition in from 7.
Yeah, 3 votes to grant, 1 to deny. I'm also going to vote to grant your parole today, for the first 72. And with the same stipulations as stated. But unfortunately, your situation is you got 4 grant, 1 to deny. Your parole has been denied today. Take some classes, do what you need to do, and reapply. Good luck to you. We'll adjourn at David Way at 12:32.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs.
It needs to be your man.
Well, another one where if you have a GED, you get in, and I don't really know how this helps anyone to keep him in there.